Hi, SEDs, coming to you on this Monday on the 20th of the month in August, and wanted to do a quick touch base on a couple things. I wanted to first just talk about August and how things are coming in for you with sales and recruiting, and then also wanted to celebrate July. We're definitely later in the month in our celebrations than usual, but we can still celebrate, and so much greatness was accomplished in July, so we'll go to that too. Let's start with August and kind of look at where we're at. So I'm sure you're feeling it and seeing it that sales are lower than you would want at this time of the month for many of you. And so I certainly see that and acknowledge that, especially after June and July, which is just amazing that June and July, our 2J months, kind of set the bar for us. Those are not the months that usually set the bar. But compared to those, activity is down and DPAC is down. So I wanted to just give you a couple words of encouragement today. I know each of you have your strategies, but at this time of the month, I want to just kind of say, what can we do right now to increase sales and then even begin to impact September? So let's look at activity rate right now. The SED segment, you're ranging anywhere from the lowest activity rate right now is 31%. It's a good number, all the way up to 55%. So you guys are falling in between there with your activity rates. Again, that's down from June and July. So we've got great opportunity there. You've proven that it's possible to get that up. Okay. Now, as far as DPAC, I want you to kind of, in impacting DPAC, that's just getting people that are doing something to do more, right? So what I want you to do is kind of analyze who has submitted something in August and look at those numbers. Subtract from 1,000, because we have a productivity incentive, we have an additional carrot to offer. So let 1,000 be that mark. So we're going to use the example of 500. Okay, so if somebody has submitted $500 so far this month and they have 500 more to go to earn the incentive and reach 250 in commission, then we know that she needs to sell 500 in the last 11 days of the month. Well, that to somebody feels like a party, and oh, I don't have a party booked, so I'm not going to be able to get the productivity incentive. Whereas we should always look at things in numbers of orders. And then if you look at numbers of orders, then you choose, how do I want to get those orders? Yes, the party is the smartest place and the easiest place to get orders, but you can still get orders, and there's still 11 days in the month. So you would just take the 500 and divide it by 80, which is what the company's average guest spend is right now. And that's only 6 orders. So 6 average orders. Or, if it's somebody that you don't know that they have a high guest spend, then you're just saying collect 1 order every day until the end of the month. I mean, it could be that simple. And you have a $250 paycheck and the round tray. So, and then of course, if they're new, then you're letting them know where that puts them with wishes, but layer that. Here's my hunch, and you may disagree, but if someone was working towards the productivity incentive because they really wanted that tray, they probably would have pulled it out by now. Now, that's not to say that there aren't some that are still working towards the tray. I get that. But I just think the majority, if they, your top sellers, they've already earned it because they wanted it as soon as possible so they could start showing it and taking pictures of it and that kind of thing. So now it is going to take some strategy in the last 11 days to pull in more people to reach that level. I'm going to encourage individual reach outs. I'm sure you've done the postings. I'm sure you've put pretty pictures of the tray. Now it's time to reach each individually, at least in your top 10%, 20%, or again, anybody that has sold, you can say 300 or more, 400 or more. Decide, and then maybe send either a text Even more effective is an individual video calling their name, saying, I see that you've got this in. Did you know you're only this many orders away and we still have 11 days in the month? Text me back and tell me where you would spend $250 in September. Who doesn't need to have back to school stuff, paid for? Who doesn't have fees for the kids' sports, going into the new year? So find out individually what their, kind of September why is and where that money would go. And that's going to be the driver. And oh, by the way, the company's going to send you a round tray. All right. So that's going to get Deepak up. All right. And obviously, team sales, pay your paycheck, all of that. So, all right. Sponsoring. So, I think sponsoring, we might see some more come in this month. I think more sales will come in after the 22nd, because I think some people are holding sales, just my hunch. And so we might see a bump there. But in terms of sponsoring, I'm going to say something that you might not be expecting. Of course, still drive the sponsoring message in August. Nothing ever changes. When you're selling a product, you should be selling the business. And so you don't offer a wallet without the other. You don't offer a tote without the other. But let's get prepared for September. I really want you guys, you're not going to hear it a lot on Leader Live, because we have to really be careful what messaging we control in the field with, her taking her eyes off of August and looking at September. But you and your leaders can begin to book, and your top performers can begin to make sure September is where you want it. When you hit the last day of August, September should be full. And so by being intentional now to go ahead and get that booked, is where your sponsoring is actually going to be impacted in September. So when you're helping your developing leaders, your top 20%, your leaders set their, you're walking through the planning tool with them, which involves setting their personal sales goal and their personal recruiting goal. When you're doing that for September with them, then that's the time to, my mind just went blank. You just want to make sure that you're doing that. You want to make sure that you are setting those goals now, mid-August or mid-month for the next month. It is possible to do both. It is possible to drive, sales and just do your all day, every day with what you're doing to drive the month. And then also look ahead and make sure that you're booking and even finding out, what are the goals, the party goals for those that party. So that's actually, I'm going to encourage you to impact sponsoring for September. That's what I'm going to do. There has to be a month where we begin to look ahead. And halfway through September, you should be looking ahead and getting October booked, because that's going to impact growth in October. All right. There's my little cheer for you guys here at this time of the month, okay? I'm cheering you on. Call me, email me, text me, Marco Polo me. I want to know what you're doing. I want to know what success you're feeling. I want to know any obstacles. All right, so let's celebrate. And well, first we're going to do a quick year-over-year comparison. I think a good number of you do like having the numbers. And for those of you that aren't naturally numbers inclined, this is a learning, and I think all of you are developing in this area to be able to be more numbers conscious. This does impact your success. It impacts your income. So look year over year, July of last year at this time, look at how our party average has jumped, 19% higher. Look at the average guest per party, 31% higher. And by the way, I'm comparing against all other leader segments. When I do these numbers each month, I'm looking at the director segment, senior director, executive director, and NED. And so this month, this was the KPI that we beat all segments. Now I'll tell you, the NEDs are beating us in all of the other categories. So can I just say, I feel a little competition, within me. I'm a little driven, as I know you are. So I want to beat them. I want to be the best and highest segment of the company. Do you? Because I can't set my goal without you. So that's a little sidebar there. So our average guest per party. So again, that's great. That number right there, don't take for granted that number. That means you were in front of more people. And so you can be higher in signups. Now, in signups, we're not the top segment in this KPI, but our signups per selling SED is higher, 11.18%. So you're 50% higher in signups this July than last July. So yay, pink ticket. And then DPAC, again, we raised that DPAC out of the 300s. We got to stay out of the 300s. 400's okay. Let's get into the 500s. Okay, so we're 22% higher on that, and that's dollars per active consultant. Okay. Did I duplicate that slide? Okay, hang on. Okay, that was comparing 2017 to 18, and this is, oh yeah, that's right, year over year. This is the month. Oh my gosh, I'd start this whole video over, but the first part of it was too good, so I'm not starting over. So now we're comparing the year over year, and you will see that the with July, comparing July 2017 to July 2018, because this slide here was comparing from January to July what our average party average was. From January to July, what our average guest party was for the year so far. Okay, sorry for that confusion. And this is our month over month, basically. So we were higher than all of the other segments in signups per selling any SED, and I'm getting ready to celebrate that even more. You guys are doing so good and so much better in recruiting. Is there opportunity? Yes. I'm looking for the month where 100% of the SED segment is recruiting at least one. I'm looking for that month. So don't be the one that's not submitting at least one. All right, but look how much higher we were from last year. Oh, amazing. And then again, the DPAC year over year, July over July was 85% higher. So let's look at that sponsoring, ladies. Oh my gosh, 88% of you recruited one or more. So do you see how close we are to being 100% recruiting at least one? And then almost half of you recruited two or more. I'd love to see that to be above 50% every month, so that I know at least half of the segment is being super intentional. That number right there represents those that are going to Maui. Okay, so if you're wanting to go to Maui, that needs to be happening all day, every day. And then the 19%, that tells me we've got some people working for the ultra level, okay, for Maui, all right, and you're looking for higher income and team growth and team sales. So which bucket are you in? And which bucket are you celebrating? All right, so I'm not, for the sake of time, going to call every name. I don't want you to think that it makes our celebration any less, but I'm going to be posting these slides to our SED page, and that way you guys can screenshot and celebrate and really study the numbers and kind of see where do I fall compared to what everybody else did in July. So, but I do want to say, Trisha Edmondson, congratulations for $10,169 in sales in a J month. Oh my gosh. All right. So congratulations. And then here's our top sponsors. With 6 or more, Melissa Feetsum with 13 and Ashley Haley with 6. Oh my gosh. Okay. So they're helping our stats there. And then Trisha and Lois had 4. So unbelievable. So look at the 3s: Jill Wammer, Lindsay Evans, Martine Williams, Carol Boschman, Julie Raby, and Jennifer Lovelady. And then I'm going to read our 2s, because again, this is that percentage that, again, they're definitely going to be working towards Maui. Angela Durham, Julie Timms, Suzanne Hudson, Melissa Karnowski, Kelly Ricketts, Melissa Back, Cherie Rodriguez, Stephanie Joseph, Susan Sullivan, Hope Short, Kathy Rourke, Connie Hooper, Lindsay Hale, Kane Story, Gretchen Mann Miller, and Tracy Crockett. Congratulations for building your team. All right, take a look, screenshot when you get the slides, these top selling teams. I'm hearing more and more of you as I'm talking to you one-on-one telling me your team sales goal, that it wasn't as high as you wanted last sales year, and that you're really kicking it out. When you're tracking activity in DPAC and sponsoring, driving all three of those, this number goes up, income goes up, developing directors goes up. It's a win. So congratulations to Hope Short being our #1 in team volume with 113,179. Hope, that is amazing. July, so good. Yay, and our developing leaders. Okay, you guys, I love making a big deal out of this. This is going to happen more. This list has got to stay this long every month, if not longer, okay? And I'm here to help you. So with developing one leader in July, Suzanne Hudson, welcome back. Jill Walmer, Lisa Niederberger, welcome back, and Deanne Champagne. And then these leaders promoted one, but I always will recognize those that have more than 8 directors. So Lindsay Tanner, she promoted 1 director, and that put her at 10 leaders. Hope Short developed a leader, and that put her at 13 leaders. Jennifer Lovelady developed a leader that put her at 14 leaders. And these 2 ladies developed 2 leaders. Andrea Lindsay, 2 leaders, put her at 10. Kristen Brenistol, 2 leaders, put her at 10. Some girls are going up, 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 up. Woo! Give me an N, give me an E, give me a D. Who wants to be NED? That's your goal. I want to help you get there. All right, so there you go. There's your business update, your cheer for the day, cheer for the week. And don't forget, next SED webinar, it's a little bit different, okay? So I'll remind you again, but September the 4th, it's with Sherry, so she needed to move it up a day because her calendar's crazy. September the 4th at 11 o'clock. So we're not having one on the 5th at 10 o'clock. It's the 4th at 11 o'clock. So that's when I will see everybody again. And then those of you that earned LIT, holla, pink drinks all around. All right, y'all have a great day. Bye.